Hey guys, Artie here, and I'm gonna be talking about just the masteries that are now in Season 4 opposed to the ones that were in Season 3. So if you see this right here, I'm gonna start in the offensive tree. This looks like the execution that used to be right here, but it is actually changed. They replaced it with the one that I think did like exhaust or ignite, the one that gave you 5 AP or AD. But what it says is melee do an additional 2% damage and receive an additional 1% damage. So for this video, I'm just going to be talking about the offensive tree and building it to either AP or AD. So right now, this is my AD caster setup, and if you want to do an AD like carry or AD bruiser, pretty much, just someone who attacks regularly instead of using cooldowns, I suggest using these 4 points in sorcery, which used to do 4% cooldown reduction, and putting them actually into Fury, because that'll give you 5% attack speed when you don't need the 5% cooldown reduction. So this, deal an additional 2% damage, and receive an additional 1% damage. For melee, I mean, say you're being an assassin, you're not really gonna take 1% extra damage, because you're gonna be in, you're gonna be out. All you need to do is a lot of damage, so really that 1% damage isn't going to be so crucial, because say you have 1,000 health, that's going to be 10 extra damage. That might save your life, I don't know, once maybe every... You're going to get a kill twice the amount of times that you die, according to the 2-to-1 ratio. So let's go over here to expose weakness. Damaging an enemy with a spell increases allied champion's damage to that enemy by 1% for the next 3 seconds. So I'm pretty sure by spell, it considers pretty much anything that will be blocked by a spell shield. So, say Kaz W is blocked by a spell shield, Rengar's E, Talon's W. So pretty much every AD caster can proc this, even though it says it's a spell. So, Brute Force, you want this 10 attack damage at 18.55 attack damage per level. You always want to take that if you're AD. Martial Mastery, 5 attack damage. That's worth, I don't know, 180 gold now, seeing that alongside 360 gold. So take that. Warlord, bonus attack damage by 5%. It's the equivalent of the Archmage, which would normally give you 5% AP boost, which is pretty good. And then this is, it combines the flat armor pen and magic pen that it used to have. I think it was 10 each, but now it's 6%. So it's a nerf, but it puts it together. So it's better for players like Akali, Kennen, I guess, anyone who really uses a combination of both, any hybrid. And 3% increased damage. You want this on either AP or AD. Now, I have this. Killing the champion restores 5% missing health and mana, just because I didn't know what else I was going to put my point into. And this is your execution, which used to be 21. So now, we're going to go on over to making an AP. AP pretty much just caster anyone's, set right here in the offensive tree. So, you want your cooldown reduction, that's a given. Depending on who you are, like say if you're a Nivea, you might want to take Butcher, because basic attacks and single target spells deal an additional 2% or 2 damage to minions and monsters. So it kind of helps you out when you're, last hitting, which is kind of hard, so I'm gonna just take that. You're not gonna need that at all because this is for AP. And we're gonna go into AP right here. This is good for Lane Feast. Executioner, you pretty much want that on everything. I'm not going to say you want it on Dangerous Game. I'm going to go into Arcane Mastery. Going to go into this for every reason possible. I'm going to say you're going to go with that because Magic Pen is pretty decent. And then you're going to go into Havoc. So I'm going to label this AP Caster. And now, I'll say Masteries. I'm going to go back and discuss what you put your other 9 points into. So, right now, for my AD caster, I have it as reduces incoming damage from champion basic attacks by 1, which that's kind of just a filler, just to put something in there, and then 2 health per 5. so that's pretty good. That's 0.4 a second. Increases armor and magic resist by 5%. I mean, we're going into the defensive tree. We're just trying to get some defenses. Then 36 extra health. That's pretty good at early levels and even late game. Then 3% max health. That's pretty decent. I think it's better than taking a point into one of these. So now we're going to go over to the AP caster. And opposed to having defense into 9, I'm going to put it into utility. So we're going to take the mana regen, depending on who you are. If you're someone who has no problem really sustaining their mana, say you're playing Katarina, you're not going to take this. You're going to go something like movement speed, and then probably take that and do something else. But for this, I'm going to go 3 into there. Let's say I'm playing a Karthus. Depending on my summoner spells, I can take this. It can be pretty decent. Normally you don't buy a bunch of stuff to make this point as useful. And this, you want that because 1 health regen for 5 seconds for every 300 maximum mana. Say you have someone who has 3k mana. I'm pretty sure Nivea can get that much. That's extra 2 regen a second, which is pretty decent. Now we're just going to go into like right here. Let's go there, and then we can choose whatever we want. I'll say go into this just because you can get your buff for a longer amount of time. Now, let's go into the carry. Marksman, or ADC. I'll just name it that. I'll do this one fast. There we go, 1.5%. So this is just a 1-to-1 ratio opposed to the 2-to-1 for the AD caster. Now we're going to take that. It's not going to help you out that much yourself. Probably take something like that, and that. That's probably your 80 carry. And then you're going to go into, I don't know, let's say some movement speed, some for lane, that, and that. That's decent enough for my liking. I mean, it's not the best. I'm sure there's a better way to build it, but I like this because it gives you 1.5% movement speed, which is as good as a Quint, I'm pretty sure. And then you get some of extra health, extra regen for lane, and taking less damage. So that's going to be it for pretty much all your offensive. Actually, let me make hybrid. So hybrids are going to be Kennen, Akali. I can't really think of anyone else. Orianna, I guess, depending on how you play. Katarina, maybe. So we're going to go into cooldown reduction. We're going to go into, I'll say double-edged sword, yeah. One of those, one of those, one of those. I'm going to put 30 points into here, because that is going to be amazing. You're going to do a ton of damage. We'll take that. We'll take that. That is the core thing of your build. We're not going to take that. We're going to take that. We're going to take that. We're going to take that. And with basic attack, increase spell damage by 1%. There you go. There's your hybrid. So that's all you need to know about speccing in mainly into the offensive tree. And I'll probably do a video on defense and utility. Those will be later though, so stay tuned, subscribe to my channel to find out.